There's recording. There's streaming. Just gonna grab the link. Open my own stream. Mute myself. There we go. Is this on 5x? Yeah, great. Great! What fight are we even doing first? I think it's Dawn. A lot of preps today. Yeah, okay, it's Dawn. Great. Dawn. Give it a little bit in case people are still joining. I see a number down there now. I'm sure somebody's here. Alright. A bit of a weird time for a Pocky stream, but I got raid tonight and I got nothing else to do this afternoon. So I spent a lot of last night prepping. I spent all of my day today so far prepping. I spent all of Brawlix E4 prepping, and we're gonna do some fights. Quite a few fights is the plan. What do I even need for this? I'm gonna jump right into team preps. So we have a ton to get through, and I would like to try to wrap up by about dinner time, which is about 3 hours or so for me. Shouldn't be too bad. This is mostly fighting things. Not a lot of the screwing around chatting like we do a lot of on this stream. I suspect there are going to be far fewer people here watching than usual because it is in the middle of a workday, but if I didn't stream today, I'd have to wait till Friday, really, to do a long one, and with 8 fights prepped, just kind of got to start working through the list, I think, more than anything else. This one. Auroras. Coming to another one. I think that is the squad. Yeah, that is the squad. Alright. What do they need? This is great content. How annoying work that. Nice to see you guys shit on. I try. One of the other Nuzlockers just did their E4 this morning, so there's been lots of really good workday content today. I'm currently sort of unemployed. I was going to be unemployed as of last Friday. I think I mentioned this before, to at least most of the folks who've been around chat. And then literally 30 minutes before the end of the workday on Friday, I got an email from my supervisor that the project has access to a pile more funding than they thought they did, due to sort of an oversight across a couple of financial departments. She got an email that was like, "Hey, could you file sort of, what is the word? Like an invoice for your expenses for this chunk of money from last year?" And she was like, "I had that chunk of money last year. I thought I didn't have that." So I'm potentially employed. I'm in this awkward limbo right now where until somebody tells her whether or not that money is still available to be used, I can't work. But assuming it is, I will be resuming work immediately. So I have, like, today is a really good day for me to grind through a bunch of these because I can't tonight with raid, but I can today because I'm unemployed. Maybe, hopefully it works. So yeah, it'd be great. It'd probably cover another like 4 months or so. I'm a contract worker, so like I'm expecting to be unemployed, and this has already gone on a lot longer than I ever thought it would. So it's not the end of the world, but it'd be super sweet to get to keep doing this for a couple months. I like my job. And I like it. It lets me have a really good setup for the life that my wife and I have at the moment in the city we're living in. This is not in the same order as my notes. Okay. This needs a citrus berry. Yeah, I would love to get out of contract work. At the moment, my wife is just wrapping up a PhD, so the current city we're in is where the university is for her. And I am not. I do geological engineering as my background, and we are not in a city that has a whole ton of that, shall we say. So This is great because it's been able to float me having work while she's in school, and we're tied here geographically. So if it can carry me through her graduating, like, early in the fall, that'd be perfect, because then, like, we're free to move anywhere else for both her work and mine. So it'd be really, really convenient. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. We can, like, move a little bit early. She can wrap up being remote. I can try to find work near where my folks live and bunk with them for a month or whatever, but this would be super, super convenient. And like I said, I do like my job. This Clodsire is always exactly the same Clodsire. I don't remember the last time I changed anything about him. Aerial survey, yeah, that's cool. Oh man, okay, getting to pick the bases is huge, yeah. I can imagine it's a really big deal in any kind of military setup. This needs brick break. More time for PR reviews? Yeah, I actually have some PRs I have to write also. The thing is, I've largely been like, the development of my to-do list has been kind of frozen while I'm working on this. It stresses me out every time somebody gets to the E4 that they're going to take my uniques. So it's like we're trying to blitz towards the end of the game, and I'm not really doing any other hobby work while doing this run. That's why there's been there was the backlog from me when we had the merge freeze for 1.12, and there's been almost nothing from me since, and this is why. Return of the Goat. We had a lovely weekend away visiting some of my wife's grandparents. It was great. I missed 2 E4 runs, which is a little bit less great, but I caught Brawlix this morning, which was super nice. So, this is done? This is done. Clodsire is the same. Mawile has Brick Break and is the same otherwise. Saraledge, I think, is just here for typing. Take a while to motivate you. Oh, I'm already motivated. I still don't know what Michael's lineup is. I chatted a little bit with Buff Cat is the gentleman's name or gentleperson's name. I don't wanna assume anything. Talking because they're also going to be doing an E4 before me. And it looks like there's no overlap there. I don't know what Michael has. There was no overlap with Brawlix, so I'm still safe. But I do have to. I can't go and get my mythic encounter, or can't try for one for a little while yet. I gotta wait and see what Cat is gonna get for theirs. Switops and Mawile are the goats. The shared goats? This does need a few changes, I think. Is this the fight that it needs changes for? Oh no, it was the next one. Is this Boom Burst can get wrecked by Throat Chop on Archie's Overquill, but just having the Auroras as is fine here. But it does need a Citrus Berry. I feel like I have a little rusty stream voice. It's been like a week or something. I definitely did have to slow down for a little bit there. And I might have to slow down again if it turns out I do have a contract a little later this week. We'll see. Alright. I think... Does this Dugong not need anything else? Oh, the Dugong needs Encore. Right, so this fight... this Empoleon is, like, super annoying. It turns out that everybody uses Breloom, and I don't have a Breloom, I have a Simisear. And I don't know how many of you will remember the Dawn fight that I did right after Watson. But that involved Dugong and Clodsire sitting there and switching for like 10 minutes. Like, I wasn't stalling it out of anything, certainly. It just doesn't take any damage from anything and has Roost. So I just had to wait until it ran out of Roost to kill it. Like, I wasn't especially threatened by it, but it took forever. And this might be a case, we got Clodsire, we got Dugong, it might be the case of doing that again. But this time we're going to see if I can't get some free kills forcing Encore switches to make it a little more interesting. It might not happen, but this way people can be excited about that part of the fight, as opposed to assuming it's going to suck, which it probably will suck. This is Lilycove Dawn, yes. The plan today, for those of you who didn't see it in chat, is to do Lilycove Dawn, Lilycove Archie, all 4 trainers from Sunroot, Tate and Liza, and Byron if we pull Whalmer in Lilycove. A lot of fights to get through. Citrus, Modest. This is good. Cloudsire is the same, but we'll do this as the sheet scroll as well. Adamant Mawile. Sucker Break at Playref. Sairledge. It just says Banded Jolly with the usual, and which is this. I think it's just here for typing. Citrus, Calm, Refrigerates, Encore, Boomburst, Diamond Storm, Light Screen. Dugong, Rest, Ice Beam, Scald, and Encore. Anti-Stall PR. Anti-Stall PR would be, you know... Actually, I don't know that it'd do very much into Empoleon. I think it's probably picking mostly random moves into me anyways, to be honest with you. This fight is really not going to have any stalling or AI abuse, other than the switching. There will be a little bit of switching abuse. And I got distracted. I think this Dugong is done. Chesto Modest, Citrus Calm. This was just Jolly. This has Brick Break and normal stuff. Okay. I did plan this Dawn fight yesterday, so I'm going to take just a second to refresh myself on the line. Yeah, okay. Should be fine. Depending on how Empoleon goes, some of these ones might see use, some of them might not see use. Aurorus is pretty much just here if Dugong misses a roll on Meowscarada, which is fine. We've done our team scroll. Let me grab a save so I can import it into the calc. Byron is the last thing I prepped, just because I had a little bit of extra time while Brawlic was wrapping up his E4. And Brawlic was directly inspired by one of the Nuzlockers. Where? I gotta give credit where credit is due. It's one of the newer faces in the chats, which is always fantastic to see. Just send a photo. They aren't doing a sheet run, I don't think. Just search for Wailord, it'll come up. Credit where credit is due. Monado. I don't believe they're doing a sheet run, because I asked if they had a line of their Byron, and they did not. But they sent a screenshot. Let me pull up this screenshot of their Byron team. Looks like this. And said, Wailord just ruins Byron, chained 4 kills. And I was inspired. I love Wailord, he's really cool. My wife loves Wailord, and that's like even more inspiring, right? So we were cooking a line around Wailord. If we don't get the Wailord, that's fine, I'm not going to do Byron today. But it does turn out the Wailord is incredible into Byron. So if we get it, we're going to go for it. I think we are 90% to get Wailmer, so I figured that was fine to do a line around. The rest of the line is pretty straightforward. Where did I bookmark the fishbowl? There we go. 71. Cap is 71. We're on Meganium, Clodsire, Mawile. There it is. Sairledge. Aurorus, and Dugong. Oh, and also while I remember, because I just saw it in there. So I guess I have the PC in my pockets here. I've had this cast form in the dead box, but it means it shows up in the calcs. The cast form obviously is a dupe from the root. I'm just gonna release it because it's not gonna actually have been used in the playthrough at all. I want to keep the Corviknight because I would like to have a record so that we can review at the end of the run which mons have died and whatnot. I think that's kind of fun. Assuming we beat Byron, though, we'll do the same thing with Melmetal or Meltan or whatever the little one's called, so it's not clogging up my calcs. Okay, she wasn't helping cook the line. I was just like, I think I can use Wailmer, and she was like, oh man, I really like Wailmer. She has a nickname picked out for my Wailmer, if we get the Wailmer. Again, 90% pretty likely, but... This Dawn jump scared me in my casual run, and completely annihilated me. So hopefully we can get just a touch of vengeance here. Just a touch. Not too much vengeance. Brandon told me about the amazing department store here. It does not sell TMs, I don't think, in this. Or maybe it does. Does it? Department. No, I didn't think so. What? Vilestone City. This is my favorite department store, I think. Is that the case? It might be the case. It's probably just nostalgia bias. Start of this fight is going to look a lot like the 111 Dawn did. Where we're just going to sit here with a Meganium that the AI doesn't see as being as big of a threat as I am. For the same reasons as that 111 Dawn with the Triage draining move. And it'll only take one of these before the AI can't bad odds out. So not too bad. Meganium continuing to steadily put in regular work. I really like this one. I don't regret picking this as a starter at all. I loved it in the casual run, and it is just so much fun to use here too. This Meganium was my starter, yeah. I did it as my casual run starter, so I didn't honestly even really consider the other options for the Nuzlocke. I was just like, I liked Meganium. IRF told me it was viable for a Nuzlocke run. I'm going to just use it again. I really like it. I hatched... my grass egg was the archer dude. Decidui. That one. Alright, so this is Screaming Flamethrower from Chandelure, and we're going to go into our Ceruledge. The only reason I'm using Ceru over my own Chandelure here is just to avoid speed ties, and I didn't want to have to deal with Choice Scarf on my own Shandy in case anything went weird or whatever. So this just naturally outspeeds, and this one is much... Ceruledge getting to be banded at outspeed here means that Shandy can't bad odds out. Whereas my Scarfed Shandy could still do the same thing, switch in and outspeed a one-shot with Ghost Move. There was something, I think it couldn't do enough to the big Empoleon in the back to keep it out. So there was just, like, Ceruledge here, all it is doing is guaranteeing that it doesn't bad odds out. Otherwise, Shandy would do the same thing. Iron Terrakion, Iron Boulder. It's in my notes as Iron Terrakion. Same as the Tate and Liza have Iron Virizion. This should be Mighty Cleave. Let's double check this because this involves a Mawile. Yeah, okay, guaranteed a Mighty Cleave. Anything involving Mawile, I like to double check because this one is important. And as we've seen a couple of times, Mawile's typing... Did that not have an animation? Dang it, I was kind of looking forward to that. Mawile's typing is really, really nice into rock types. And its damage output we need here, rather than instead using Tinkaton, which I would use otherwise. Because, so we see we kill this a couple different ways. Well, we can one-shot it with Iron Head. We can occasionally one-shot it with Sucker Punch, which is sweet, because, you know, if you get the Sucker Punch roll, we take no damage. Or we can one-shot it with Brick Break Sucker Punch, and this is why we want Mawile. There's a chance that this Terrakion can go out into Empoleon here. If we have Brick Break, we just wreck the Empoleon. Or actually, I guess by having Brick Break, it probably can't do that. And in any case, my note says that I'm going to Brick Break here. It doesn't matter. We're just giving up the one Sucker Punch roll, but I can never remember exactly how these Megas get read by the AI. So, Brick Break here... Okay, it doesn't switch. Brick Break here just means we get a huge chunk of damage off on the Empoleon. We never kill it, but it makes Dugong's life a little easier. And we never died a crit here. And we will kill it with the Sucker Punch. That was maybe one step of caution that was not super needed, but I think we're all familiar with me being a cautious player by this point in the game, huh? Alright, let's check. This is down, this is down, this is down. The Penguin, alright. Into Dugong we go. Now this can go one of a couple of different ways, depending on the mood the Empoleon is in. This is... I don't know if this is Flash Cannon or Surf. Probably Flash Cannon because it's got some secondary effect and they both do like sort of equivalent damage to Mawile. Just fine. So we'd like to see the Empoleon try to Toxic me here. Gonna start burn fishing. Getting a burn someday would be really nice, but we'll see. I forgot to PP max Clodsire's Earthquakes. I was supposed to do that too. Okay, he missed the Toxic. That's fine. We got rest. We don't care if it hits, but I will take the opportunity to Encore him into Toxic. So the way that Encore switching works in this game, as I'm sure those of you who are familiar with juking around Watson's Vikavolt using Togekiss will be familiar. If the AI is encored into a super effective move, it'll keep doing that. If it's encored into an attacking move, it's a 50-50 to switch out. But if the AI is encored into a status move, which this Empoleon now is, it's a guaranteed switch out because it sees that it's wasting its turns. And we can see its guaranteed switch outs are both really weak to Ice Beam. So if he shouldn't go Noivern because Ice Beam is a guaranteed kill on Noivern. It's a roll to kill on Meowscarada, which is fine. He's guaranteed to go into Meowscarada here. If I don't kill it, we're not too bothered at all. We just go hard into Meganium on what has to be Flower Trick because it KOs. We go hard Meganium and we just kill it with a priority move. So we're fine either way, but this is how we're going to kill Meowscarada. Michael, nice to see you. You haven't missed much. This is the first of 8 fights. You're just in time to see a switch roast. Alright, we get the roll. Oh my god, we got the crit. I mean, crit. Debatable whether crit mattered. We had kill ring rolls otherwise. How many kill rolls did we have? 3, 4, 5. We had 5. So we killed it about a third of the time. We'll say crit didn't matter because I was going we had the Meganium lineup anyway, which ends up the same thing. We go back into Empoleon, and we're gonna run it back. We're gonna fish for a Scald Burn. We don't get the Scald Burn. We're gonna let ourselves get Toxic. No big deal. Could matter. maybe a little bit. And then we're gonna Encore him into the Toxic, and this is how we're gonna kill the Noivern. This makes me consider whether or not we need better switch handling for Encore use, to be honest, but I think the problem isn't that. I think the problem is just that Encore's busted into these Stollymons. Dugong just happens to line up really well to do this. There's 2, though. That's some switch roast. Let me go find the stats. Pocky gets 8. Now we're going to rest here, because, you know. Never be too careful. Yeah, I was surprised it isn't banned already, to be honest with you, but I'll take the switch race, you know. So now all we're gonna watch out for is just to make sure that Flash Cannon doesn't get too many Spadef drops, and we're gonna sit here and spam Scald. Fish for a burn. Once upon a time, Foxy did. Yeah, there was a time. I was encouraged not to bother sticking to that, and I started using it in Watson, and as soon as you use it once, it's like whatever, right? It's either you go whole ham or you don't use it at all. No Spadef drop. Okay, let's see if we're dead to poison here. Can't remember how many poison turns that is. We take crit Flash Cannon, it deals 26. We're not going to take 40% from the next poison. That was Toxic turn 1, turn 2. I think that was turn 2 of Toxic. Toxic damage over turns. 16th, and then an 8th, and then 3 16th. Okay, this is not 40%, right? It's like 20%. Okay, so we can do this one more time, and then we can rest next turn. Brolic, the man himself! Congratulations! Once again, a fantastic Elite Four. Really exciting to watch. Nice to see Reggie Steele get onto the sheet. You're in just in time for some really boring Empoleon action, but we did get a couple of switch roasts out of it, so that's something. Yeah, I have no idea what happened with the Garchomp. I could have looked into it, I didn't bother, but I was amused. crit, a spadef drop. How much are we taking from crits with a spadef drop? 40%. Okay, we'll keep that number in mind. If we get to a second drop, I probably have to switch out. Yeah, I don't think New Game... I'm not the authority, but I don't think New Game Plus runs count for uniqueness. I know Guitar is considering putting some category on the sheet for them, but I don't think even with that they were intended to be for uniqueness. Still no spadef drop. I guess it is only a 10%. Can't we get a skull burn someday? Thank goodness. Still no drop. He's burned though now, so we're gonna rest. So let me actually pull up. Should recover. It's gonna start to look surprising that the AI is not using rest. At least I would be surprised. I looked into this ahead of time because I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna get myself PP stalled here. So this should recover. This is the function the AI uses to evaluate whether it should use a recovery move, things like recover, things like roost, based on the heal percentage it recovers. And we see right here, so this is like, we can ignore this. This is the relevant part here. If the AI is faster, it can do all of these things. Otherwise, it just returns false. So because Dugong is faster than Empoleon, it's never gonna roost. It's just gonna sit here dying to burn chip. The Tangling Hair looks super sweet. Tangling Hair Scream Tail is something that I considered for my own E4 preps, but because you can't guarantee the Scream Tail, I didn't want to lean on it. Still only at -1. Oh, I think he may have ran out of flash cannons. Not too much. You missed a couple of switch roasts off of encoring this Empoleon. We're just about to wrap Lilycove Dawn. We have 7 other fights planned for this stream. So we're gonna overabundance of caution. And he should die to this burn. Finally. Finally! There we go. Alright, there's Dawn done with 2 switch roasts. You love to see it. Running out of things I can give you. Oh, right! This is where you get Assault Vest. This is, I think, gonna come up in one of the Sun fights, maybe. Assault Vest is I think my favorite of like the modern funky items in the entire game. I just love it. I love Assault Vest Alola Muck. I love Assault Vest Conkeldurr. I've liked Assault Vest Jirachi and shit in the past. It's just such a fun item. Bad feeling though. Elite Four Drake is doing some investigating. I'm sure he's a good wholesome guy, isn't he? Shutting them down. Stay safe and keep up the good work. Alright. 74. Because I'm going to be blitzing through a few level caps here, my plan is to not bother leveling up everything and just do what I have to level for the fights, because we're going to go all the way up to 80 by the end of Tate and Liza. Repel is on. Okay, great. Doing a Soul Link of Imperium with friends, the guy's Excadrill died to a Mega Haircuts. How does AI calc multi-hit moves? I can't remember how many hits it assumes it gets, and I think it's 3. The damage calc is so convoluted. AI calc damage? And I think Alex handled all of the multi-hit move stuff. I don't do too much with the damage calc directly. Can I find this in not too much time? Triple kick has its own handling. That's kind of fun. power. Protean, fixed base power, not that. Fixed base power, fixed base. Calc move damage. Vars, maybe? I'm not sure how it sees multi-hit moves. It hasn't come up for me to need to look into. But I kind of thought it just saw 3. Oh. Is this something? Oh, this is triple kick again. Triple kick has such... Yeah, Do move damage calc bars. Clay fresh weather, aura, parental bonds. So roll, Terra, stab. I don't know. It's a great question. It does know it gets all 5 from skill link. It assumes 3. Oh man, I had the fucking code on my second monitor the whole time. Pardon me, stream. I'm just humming to myself with the code up that you can't even see. I'm glad my assumption was correct though. Nice. Skill link also sweet. Does calc 5 fits in that case? Yeah, it should. As we've seen. Assault Vest Dugong, I didn't even think of that. Oh, right. Man, I loved these two guys as a kid, because I don't know about you all, but I got super confused by this as like a 10-year-old. For where I was supposed to go, it didn't occur to me to go check out Pyre. And this guy says he's gone off to snatch something important. That's what he's gone to do. Your boss isn't here, he's on his way to Mount Pyre. Why did he go? As if you get told. And they just tell it to you. They're just, this is such a good use of NPCs. I love it. I don't have any fighting on Pyre, I don't think. Let's give... Actually, do you know what? We have a repellent, right? Perfect. Oh! I'm going in circles here, just a little bit. We get egg moves now. Forgot about that. Recently undergone a career change. Samesies. I hope this guy got an extended contract first, though. Did you talk to those 3 by the whales? I did not! I will go do that. Isn't that handy? It's super handy. And then I guess we can also try for our Whalmer. We finally made it to the sea. This is going right over my head. Army. Why is Army ringing a bell? I'm sorry, if I didn't get the one with Phoebe's twin either, I'm just the worst. So, we're gonna go for a Whalmer here. A Lilycove City? We are still in Lilycove, right? What did I get a ping about? It's a developer ping. Oh, I see. I see. Alex pinging me about expansion maintainer business. I say it like it's business. Yeah, we are still in Lilycove. Great. It's Attack on Titan. Oh, I see. Right. So Lilycove, we're gonna pass. Michael is a big fan of this Aracuda Barracuda, and I completely understand why. Fast as fuck. The fact that it's fast enough that you can give it banned for flip turn is something I had not considered until Michael pointed it out. I know this thing gets close combat, which is cool. But I'm too on board with the Whalmer plan, and also my wife likes Whalmer, so we're going for Whalmer. And Whalmer is the surf encounter. We have a 90% chance to hit a Whalmer here. I guess Tatsu would also be fine. But we're not going to do Byron today if we hit Tatsu. Look at that, 90% Whalmer. Level 35 Whalmer. This thing can't fucking explode somehow, can it? I am so unbelievably paranoid now. Water spout, rest, brine, mist. Okay, and we're not gonna move the cursor to the run button. We're going to push L. Huh. Why does that look like a bomb? Oh man, thank goodness. Something with an easy catch rate for once. This is like for the first one I've actually caught, it feels like in years. Alright, so. The name that my wife... I was just Googling to check the spelling. The name that my wife has chosen for this Whalmer is Bartholomew.
You got the Whalmer?
I did get the Whalmer. Bartholomew. Just barely fits. She thought he needed something suitably regal. Actually trying to catch encounters. Right! Who imagine not running from encounters. Who does this kind of shit? Nice to see that we got the Whalmer though. I guess the 90%, it's even more reliable than the Barraskewda. Although, was the Barraskewda guaranteed? I think it... No, it was Barraskewda time pull, but that's fine. Let's go something dark mode again for you guys. Ah, much better. I'm gonna actually... Oh, I'm thinking about this. I'm gonna max out... Did I already max out? Yeah, we're gonna max out Soup in case there's anything here I haven't fought yet. Because I don't remember. We're gonna try to be a little... I don't know why I'm saving. We're gonna try to be a little dodgy otherwise. It is a good name, right? He gets Noble Roar, and it's just an unbelievably bad move. So at least his name is kind of impressive now. Again, I mean, okay, I guess I did need to dodge that one. I don't know how many of those I need to dodge, I can't remember. And I cannot be asked to go check my own VODs. But we did a sneaky. I have already burned my Pyre encounter. It was a Chandelure that we did not catch because it used Memento. So the repel stays on. Didn't realize there's a TM up here. Sludge Wave, alright. Care if you go inside the upper floors of Mount Pyre. Oh, for trainers and things? I won't be going anywhere in there. Oh, there are trainers with Wobbuffet. Interesting. I'm not going to be going up there, though. I'm just going to go for Archie and get out. I also understand that the Archie fight isn't up here. Item. This is just the dialogue. So I remember panicking about this in my casual run, and then I did not, in fact, get jumped. I swear there used to be trainers in here, but maybe I'm thinking of the sketchy tower in that sketchy town in Kanto, and that had some trainers on the way to the top. Oh, it's Maxi up here. Okay. Oh, I'm Maxi now. How am I... Fufu! I got... The Fufu is so good. Primal Groudon. Team Aqua that took the blue orb first. Submarine and Slateport City. Alright, let's go. Did we get Candle? We did. We missed it in Pyre, and we got it instead of Iron Moth in Mirage Tower. So we did. It took a bit of a roundabout route, but we did get the Chandelure. They want to ponder some orbs. Who can blame them? Under there. Isn't Ponder. Pardon me while I prepare this Magic the Gathering reference. It is Ponder. Oh, no, it's Preordain, I guess, but you know, that's fine. Preordain's the one I thought of. See, if you play Magic, it's all about pondering the orbs. Candle. I suspect the candle lines are going to look an awful lot like Saraledge lines, but they're going to be more fun because it's not a Saraledge. It is going to be coming into the sun route. Saraledge is going to stay home because it's not as cool. This is also not the battle. We are tenacious indeed. The other guy foo-foo-foos, this guy fwa-ha-has. I respect it. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get some resist. I think there's at least one resisted, sun-boosted flash fire specs overheat in the sun route, but I might be mistaken. Shandy got that damage, so I think I'm gonna prep for Archie now, and then I'll just switch out some stuff in my box as we're going through the hideout if needed. We are bringing the Mawile. Well, Mawile's the lead. We're not going to leave Mawile as the lead while we're fucking around the base, but... So it's Mawile... Oh! Whalmer does not go in the dead box. Bartholomew lives. Hopefully he survives Rourke. Lantern... Unless I have fucked up my... my preps, my understanding of what the AI is going to do and stuff. I believe this Archie is riskless. That's kind of baiting fate a little bit, I do understand. Mawile, where Jolteon was supposed to be. This is where Jolteon's supposed to be. Jolteon continuing to be an absolute Chad, coming to yet another big fight. And Wordier gets to come to this one. Wordier hasn't seen action since Winona, so that's also kind of fun. What am I forgetting? Oh, Shandy. First of many Shandy fights, I think. I think Jolteon's a safer bet to leave in front. Go ahead and evolve that Snarl into Glalie Frostlass Ariel. You never know. I don't know if Ghost Ice coverage is ever going to matter. It's probably going to... Realistically, it's just going to be a Snorunt forever because I'm indecisive, but... Haven't been able to pull the trigger? Oh, dude. I don't know if you got a fast electric type or how far into the game you are, but... I evolved mine into Jolteon right before all the Weather Institute fights, and it has come to more than half of the fights since Weather Institute. It is just fantastic. It's also really good with choice items. So this has to be Life Orb, Timid. We do need Quick Feet on this. And we need to pre-burn it. Maybe I'll do that after we run through. Maybe we'll get to Archie's room and then just like run through the area again, because I don't know that I want to be Life Orb pre-burn going into all of these random trainer fights. Jolteon is at this point, I would say, in the category of like some of the better mons in the run. Really, really excellent. I think when I get to my E4, assuming I make it that far, we'll do a little bit of review of like these were the greatest mons, these were the pretty good mons, these are the mons that were below average, and these were the ones that sucked or didn't get used. And right now, Jolteon would be in the top category. Is this Final Archie? This is not Final Archie. This is just Lilycove Archie. Not quite that far in the game yet. I repel back on? Yeah, okay. I have to crack open Pori map to make sure that I do not get bodied by one of these random trainers. Currently, my only death is to a random trainer, so I'm like super duper bonus paranoid about them. You're close though to the end game. Oh yeah, so here's the thing. At the end of this stream, I should be past Tate and Liza, which means there's really only boss fights left. Connections? No. Events? Where is this warping to? Aqua Hideout. Is that considered a dungeon? Dungeons. Aqua hideouts. Oh man, this guy is labeled Grunt 1. do they all have, like... Can you even find the grunts in this calc? Oh no. Okay, this may take a little bit. Like, which one is Team Aqua Grunt, Aqua Hideout? Aqua Grunts. Ah, man. So we probably want Aqua Hideout 1, right? Aqua Hideout 1? There is none. There's 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 8, 7. Fuck. Do we have to go in blind to these trainers? Hang on, we have the code base. We can find out what team this guy's using. I'm sure. Alright, so in case if anybody else is paranoid about their aqua hideouts, I guess I'll show the approach for this. This is maybe actually a useful thing. So in Pori map, we know that this is where the trainer name ends up, right? If you click on a trainer. But this script that's attached to it, this is the script that runs all of the code associated with starting that trainer battle. So if I copy this whole thing, and I chuck it in my VS Code search, as I've done here, search the whole code base for it, and I'm going to just go find the scripts.pori file here that matches the script for this grunt, and it says trainer battle single. So it's going to start a trainer battle with this trainer. So then I will search up this trainer, and then this is the party, because I was using ancient party structures, and then we got a Sharpedo. Is there any way we can then just check Sharpedo? This is level 65. Okay, so it is an unnamed, or an unnumbered grunt. I guess it's why we didn't find them. The Jolteon probably just outspeeds and one-shots this, right? 74? Rather effectively, I would say. So we're gonna just fight him now, so I don't accidentally fight him on my way out. Don't call my party structures ancient. Spoilers, I think they're gonna be deprecated in not that long. And expansion's gonna move to just supporting the new format. But you didn't hear that from me. Alright, so there's one down. Let's go this way. That might be an Electrode. It's not worth it. What have we got here? Am I on... which floor is this? This is B1F. Okay, this one says Grunt 5. Hideout 5? Hideout 5. Okay, so this person should have a Bisharp. Do I beat this with Thunderbolts? Because that would be convenient. I do. Let's just give me Thunderbolt instead of Thunder. We are done rain rooting. Not sure which direction that is from here. Oh, I think I picked the wrong direction. I found my Electrode encounter. I haven't had one to fail, but I'm sure it'll happen. You did hear it from me. Did you just go in squares? You don't actually look? Oh, so you're dodgeable. But we just saw we can KO this with Thunderbolt. So we're gonna, again, I'm gonna have to do this run twice. I'm gonna go, because I have to go pre-burn my Jolteon, and I think I'm gonna go get that all set up. And then run back to Archie, so I'd like to make it a safe route to him. Wild Spirits and Memento. Dude, I relate to the Memento pain so much. I love the idea of AV Spiritomb into the E4. That sounds sick. And then we got these two homies. Okay. This one, Grunt 2. So we want to look for Hideout 2? We've learned how the numbering scheme works. And they have 2 Mons. This is going to be somewhat difficult for Jolteon. So we'd probably go Meganium for this. Jolteon's probably fine into this. Does my Jolteon just outspeed? Should. 74. Yeah, okay. This is for Grunt 2, so this is the one at the top. Okay. Let's put Lantern back down here so you remember I need that for Archie. I think this is the only big wall of trainers. I guess there's going to be a wall of trainers on the way to Tate and Liza also. That's fine. Excuse me, sorry. Grunt 7. Hideout 7. This dies. Oh, this is Thunder, not Thunderbolt still. Let's maybe go and overwrite this Jolteon before I forget. Memento? That's fine. So Jolteon probably just takes both. Says submarine. Oh, man, this guy. We got foo-foo-hoos, we got fwa-ha-has, and this guy goes kek-kek-kek. You love to see the laughter representation. Here's the pecs. Good to know that it has Memento. I think we're gonna go fish one of these up out of one of the routes near Pacific Log. I can't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure I have a guaranteed Marini there. Seems like it might be useful. Just that typing, pretty nice. I guess I already have Tenta, but this thing is so much wallier. That's not for a bit though, so we're a bit down. I guess we hit the roll. Nice. Alright, making progress. Somebody's running around over there. And this is a room with like a boiler thing in it. Okay, so it's this guy. Grunt 4. A Palo Sand? Oh man, that's pretty good in the Jolteon. Actually, can I just give Jolteon Shadow Ball? I think it needs Shadow Ball for Archie anyway. Yeah, look at that. This is efficiency. Needs to know this TM anyways. Is this one up or is this one down? Oh man, keep guessing wrong. All these low-end vanilla ones I like to think I remember, but I'm the worst. Do I die to crit Earth Power? No. Perfect. I guess I am light 4, but this does always kill, so fine. The sandcastle is here. The sandcastle is no longer here. Oh, we got 2 warp pads. Okay, let's try this one. Bless you. That looked good. Oh, we got trainers. Okay, so I think we picked the good direction. This is back on B1F? Yeah. This guy is 3. He has a Beardick. I do not one-shot this Beardick. That works. Actually, do you know what? That's like the least necessary guy on Earth. I just saw that. Okay, back to 2 trainers. So 6 is on the left, 8 is on the right. Grapple locked. This is a oh, it is water fighting. Okay, so the Jolteon should just kill it with Thunderbolt. I said this is from grapple locked 65. It's the one on the left. Got 6 grapple locked. Yeah. Man, I'd say that that's an early time to have a team locked in, but I think that would be a little hypocritical based on how early I started looking. So the other one is 8. It is a Liepard that also dies to Thunderbolt. Alright, we take those. Love it first sight. I started mapping mine out, like, I say mapping it out. I started thinking about it around Slateport. I started actually mapping it out somewhere between, after Watson, around between that and Fall Arbor, after I knew I had Mawile. I started doing a much more aggressive E4 preps after Winstitute. That's part of why my streams were a little fewer and farther between, because I was doing a lot of E4 calcs around the rest of the fight calcs. And I would say by the time I got to Rain Route, like my Elite Four plan is almost done. There is a little bit of Glacia that I'm not sure about because it depends on my restricted. And I'm waiting on the restricted until everybody who's about to go do the E4 who doesn't have one yet has picked one. As which specific restricted I go with will vary the plans a little bit. So like I could go run the Elite. I'd probably be able to do the Elite Four this weekend if I was there today. Oh, that gave me a heart attack. I thought he was about to jump me. We're gonna just he sees us. We're gonna ignore him. We're gonna just walk out, and then go make adjustments. Now that we have a clean path there. Chi has to be good into E4. I imagine it's good into E4. Sounds like it. That typing's really sweet. I'm looking at Shaman, Ogerpon, Jirachi, Zapdos. And I think they all may require some minor adjustments to the rest of the team. Okay, so Mawile is going to look the weirdest. Mawile needs 0 Spadef. And does not need Brick Break anymore either. I guess it can keep Brick Break. It's not going to be using either move. It's fine for coverage. Let's get this in the same order that I have it now. Mawile finally gets to be a lead. Lantern second. Flannery, and we haven't even looked at the E4 sheet yet. That is I think more normal. I am a weird case for starting preps this early. I'm really slow to do preps for fights, and I figured if I didn't start really early, I'd need like a 2.5 month break to figure out what my lines are. So I was just getting ahead of that. And I knew I wanted to champ Mawile, so as soon as I had Mawile, I was like, okay, we gotta try to build this team around Mawile, and I want to try to set the E4 kill record with Mawile, so what do we need to do to try to enable that as best we can? Start 2 preps after, yeah, see, Spide Ops makes perfect sense. Excuse me. Lantern needs a choice scarf. I don't know if somebody has that or not. Looks like they do not, so Lantern will now. Kind of excited for choice specs Lantern. Should already be water absorbed? Yep, and it just needs the same as it always has. Mawile's was fine. Tenta doesn't actually really need moves. I'll give it moves now so it saves me some time in the calculator, maybe. Tenta is going to, like, technically participate in the fight, you know? All these moves are bad. Do you get anything cool egg move-wise? Mirror Coat's kind of spicy. Knock off, I guess? Just give him, like, generic... Looking for his Sludge Bomb. There's Sludge Bomb, that's fine. Probably Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam, Surf, and, like, filler move. Mirror Coat, so I don't forget about it, maybe? Oh, Scald is fine. Wait. Yeah, Sludge Wave is better. Never mind. A Dusk Noir run. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if Dusk Noir... Actually, I know Dusk Noir was going to be a big part of Michael's E4. I'm not sure if that has changed since learning about the Sleep Clause behavior, but... Free Phoebe... Oh, free is... And, wow, yeah, that is pretty sweet. It's a good list of things to be good at. Mawile does a huge amount of damage into the first 2 fights, almost nothing into either Glacia, which is why they're so problematic, and then is a reasonably effective but not insane mod into Cynthia, at least in my planning. It's like pretty okay into Champ as well. The big weakness for the Mawile squad is Glacia. Glacia is without a doubt going to be the hardest fight. Let's just have a Citrus now. Okay, good. Nature doesn't matter. Jolteon is timid, Life Orb, needs Quick Feet, and then to be pre-burned. T-Bolt, Shadow Ball, Volt Switch. I guess we could just leave Hidden Power on it because we don't need Iron Tail anymore. That was fantastic for Winona. 3 Silk Chaps in a row. That's great. Maybe I should start allowing myself speed up for just scrolling the TM menu. Jolteon. Let's get that hidden ability changed over. Wordier. Citrus Modest, it usually is. I have Fur Coat, I have T-Bolt, Ice Beam, Psychic, HP Ground. Okay, so I probably just used the same Wordier I had. Shandy needs a Charcoal. Flashfire, Willow, Psychic, Overheat, and Shadow Ball. Okay, we want to give it Psychic, sure. I trust past Pocky Preps. Maybe too much. Just in time for the next fight. Yeah, you almost could not have timed that better. I've just got to go pre-burn Jolteon, and I think we're then good to walk all the way back to Archie. Flame Orb. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just go do this against a Wild Whalmer. Probably want a move that isn't gonna just immediately kill a Wild Whalmer. Oh man, and all of these are taught me. Shadow Ball's at least, that's 30 we've learned that's low in this list. It'll be a short scroll back. All my squad is 74 now? Okay, great. Jolteon will continue doing work here. It's just such a good mod. I don't remember if it's coming to the Sun route or not. I think maybe not. A lot of my Sun route is using the same team because like I prepped the first one, and then the other two didn't require very much changes, so I just kind of left the rest of the team there. The fourth one needed a few tweaks. Alright, there's the burn. Potion or super potion? Potion. And this is not my lead, Mawile is my lead. Alright, let's check. So, Adamant Mawile. Sucker, Brick Break, Ironhead, Play Rough. Parabolic Charge, T-Wave, Volt Switch, Scald. Water Absorb, Timid with Scarf. Citrus, Tenta, Careful. This really doesn't matter for Tenta. It's a Pivot. A Jolteon, T-Bolts. Oh, we need to put Shadow Ball back on this. Quick Feet, we are burned. And we need to give it Life Orb again. Citrus, Modest, this thing we already checked over, this is fine. And Shandy, well, a Psychic, Overheat, and Shadow Ball. Flash Fire, Charcoal, Modest. Okay, so we just gotta fix Jolteon's item. We will tap the speed up button a little bit here, maybe. I just want to have a reasonably accurate estimate of how long this took me. So speed up will just warp that a little bit, so try to minimize the use for it generally. Don't need Tail Whip. We'll do our save when we get right up to Archie, and then I'll probably double check my line also, because I haven't looked at it in a bit. I also did Archie last night. This was left here. I might have just dodged this woman. I know I fought both of these. Fought this guy also. Did not fight this one, so we'll walk past. Had to fight these two. And here we go. Starting to get used to glasses on under the headset. I'm sure you all care super deeply, but it's taken some getting used to, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore, which is nice. And my eyes are definitely happier about it. First, I do have that IV's note. The Mawile needs 0 Spit F. Great. Adamant, Intimidate, these moves. Already checked these moves. I think it's really just Jolteon we need to double check. Citrus, we don't care. T-Bolt, Shadow Ball, Volt Switch, HP Grass. Perfect. Quick Feet. Timid, Life Orb, and Burned. Life orb? Yeah, life orb. This is fine as is. And this we gave psychic. Okay. And we loop back. Think I just saved, but I can't remember. He has leads on an overquill, so I'll pull this up. And then we will get this shit imported and throw down. And what I hope is an Archie that has no chance of going wrong. Famous last words. If I'm right, it doesn't at least. Let's go with that. That just leaves room for me being wrong, and I'm wrong all the fucking time. Lantern. Tenta. Jolteon. Wordier. Chandelure. Okay, what? Let me just refresh really quick on my line. Yeah, okay, looks pretty good to me. Being wrong is my kick. Yeah, Scarfed Lantern. Lantern's gonna put in some sweet work here. Lantern is another one of these mons that has just been like S tier the entire run. Just keeps coming to fights. Really excellent. So we're gonna start by flexing a little bit of the power of Mawile. Mawile's not gonna do that much this fight, but this overkill was a bit of a problem. Let's go. Also, this music is great. I forgot how much I love this music. Caught up to us this quickly. It did take me a bit of trying to pre-burn Jolteon, but we got here. Getting onto that submarine. Power as a trainer? You've been giving my grunts and even my admins quite a bit of trouble. The capitalization looks great there. Here we go. Oh, such good music. Slapstick 2 frags. That's sick. It's more than Mawile's gonna get. So, even intimidated, Mawile's gonna 2-shot this. Or maybe 2-shot with a little bit of Sucker Punch chip. Just getting enough damage to deal with this was really, really aggravating. But, let me go back through my search history. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Here we go. Should set up. Yeah, so. AI should set up hazards. We look for a bunch of cases. Do I have Magic Bounce? I don't. Is it their last, or is this my last mon? It's not. Do I have Rapid Spin? I don't. Do I have Defog? I don't. Then it returns true. And we see, if we go look at the score for spikes, if this is the first turn, it's the best effect. This is +4. Decent effect is +2. Generic damaging move that does not kill Mawile, such as Throat Chop, is only +1. So this should go for Toxic Spikes twice. We're going to just kill it with 2 player offs. This is a roll. If the second player off, like it can live with a sliver, as we'll see in a second. This should do almost exactly half. So we go player off on Toxic Spikes, then he's forced to not Toxic Spikes the third turn, and we kill him with Sucker. So Mawile never takes damage here. You see what I mean by it maybe being a roll? It's like pretty much exactly half. Fancy programmer stuff, yeah. I dive right into that AI code. Big fan. Alright, so we did not quite hit the range. That's fine. He's got to attack us now and he'll die. -1, by the way. And this baits Bundle. So Bundle is one of the problematic mons in this fight. It is actually not the most problematic mon in the way that I'm going to do this fight. It's just fast as all hell, right? So Michael discovered, and I'll share this knowledge with the public in case anybody didn't see it from Michael's stream, that if you have a Barraskewda here, which I do not, I went from Whalmer because I didn't need the Barraskewda here. The line that I went with didn't require it. If I have 31 speed EVs, let's say I'm timid, and I'm Choice Scarf. We outspeed the Quark Drive boosted bundle by 1 point, because this has 0 speed IVs. So this is a really solid option into bundle, and I did look at it right at the beginning, but it doesn't one-shot the bundle. So you gotta like I was not sure how I was gonna get additional chip on this, or maybe I'd have to like flip turn out into an absorber or something. It all sounded a little bit complicated. So I have this Jolteon with Quick Feet. This is how I'm going to choose to outspeed. It's not going to be close. But how do you get Jolteon in on this thing? You pivot through Tentacruel. That's the plan. This should be Hydro Pump because it'll see that it does... I may even have a chance to one-shot them all while I can't remember. But this should be Hydro Pump according to my notes. And my notes are... When I'm making my notes, I'm doing more thorough checks than I am mid-fight, so... We take Hydro Pump, and the key here, why this is a Tentacruel as opposed to something like a Clodsire, Clodsire can bait one of random Ice Beam Freeze Dry. If this is something like a Muck, it just keeps going for Hydro Pump. We specifically want this to use Freeze Dry, and we also want it to clear the Toxic Spikes. So something like a Marini would be totally fine here also. It's just important that we clear the Toxic Spikes, we're going to guarantee a Freeze Dry. Because Jolteon can tank any Freeze Dry crit, and the burn damage, and the Life Orb damage, and be fine. Jolteon cannot tank crit Ice Beam into the stacking damage, it also cannot tank crit Hydro Pump into all the associated damages, but it can do here. The reason Shadow Ball is important here is because we got to keep that Basque Legion out, but we do still need to drop the bundle. KO with a Volt Switch. We want complete control over what the AI goes into next, and the way to do that is to get a Volt Switch kill, so you can also switch out. We would like to bait very specifically Electros using Flamethrower. This is why Mawile has 0 Spadef IVs. Let's go Mega here. Actually, let's see that this is in fact Electros. Yeah, should have been. Should have been guaranteed. So for Mega, looking at this Electros, he sees that he sees high roll, so he sees that he kills the Flamethrower. If we have max IVs, he does not see he kills with Flamethrower. This could be Flamethrower, it could also be T-Bolt. They both have positive effects, but sees as both as 2-hit KOs. So being 0 Spadef here is important, so we get the Flamethrower and we can go into Chandelure. Get that Flash Fire boost. If you outspeed and one-hit KO in this situation, how do you guarantee AI doesn't switch out? I don't outspeed in this situation. Do you mean if I did? Like if this Mawile outsped? Then the way that you can guarantee that the AI doesn't switch out is by... So the main thing that can trigger switches randomly is a function called has bad odds. That's what you'll see in the Discord if you're checking around for how switching works. So Mon can do has bad odds switching if it sees that it dies really quickly and can't kill you, or if it sees that its type matchup is really bad. And it can only do that if it sees that it has a good switch in. This is the important point with the Jolteon. Okay, we'll walk through the Jolteon. So it has to see that it has a good switch in. And what a good switch in is something that doesn't just come in and die. Or that wins the 1v1 when it comes in. So we see Electros here gets outsped and 3-shot, and it only 3-shots. So Electros comes in and loses to Jolteon. Polyrath obviously comes in and loses to Jolteon, takes this T-Bolt on the switch. Same with Sharpedo, takes T-Bolt on the switch. This Overquill is already dead. This Basque Legion, again, can't come in, takes T-Bolt on the switch, gets outsped and T-Bolted. So everything else on the team, except for Bundle, or including Bundle, everything on the team can't come in on Jolteon and beat it, which means it's a bad switch-in candidate. And if you have no good switch-in candidates, even if the Bundle sees that it would be a good idea for it to switch out, it won't, because it sees that it's just giving you a free kill on whatever else it could be switching into. It's one of the ways that we guarantee that the bad odds function doesn't just run rampant over the entire game and there's random switches everywhere and planning is impossible. You can mitigate it by showing that the AI doesn't have any good switch-ins, which Jolteon is really easily able to do in that situation. Hopefully that makes sense. Speaking of some AI wizardry, I had to Google what Thunderclap was. It's like Electric Sucker Punch, which is really cool, but we do have to dodge it. You're very welcome. Feel free to ask some questions in the Nuzlocke channel of the Discord. Most people in there are pretty familiar with how Has-Bad Oddsing works by this point, and lots of people should be able to help you out. So the only reason we're juking that, just to keep our Chandelure healthy, now we're going to just hilariously obliterate this thing. See, this number in the calc isn't real. Because I have Flash Fire Boost. It's like super, super duper dead. Bait Polyrath. This is why we have a Choice Scarf Lantern. So this is Surging Strikes. Because it, for obvious reasons, right, just obliterates my Chandelure. Lantern doesn't care. Lantern, gonna bait Close Combat. We're Scarfed, though. So we can put damage into this Polyrath. Go back into Shandy on the Close Combat. And now he's in kill range for Psychic. Just a little bit of dancing involved for the Polyrath. It's actually gonna get worse in the feeling sorry for Archie. This is where it gets worse. So this is Spirit Shackle. I have a normal type. This is Wave Crash. I have a Water Absorb Mon. And my Water Absorb Mon has outspeeds because it's Scarfed and has Volt Switch. This is where you're allowed to feel sorry for Archie. And where Hadara starts cackling about the necessity of the anti-switching stall AI. But we're gonna just kill him using Scarf Lantern here. Scarf Lantern turned out to be the perfect solution to like this sort of mid-stretch of the fight. At some point, he's likely to Shadow Sneak my Lantern, which is fine. When he sees that Lantern's gonna kill him, which I guess wasn't there. Oh, we get the crit. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter for the strat that we're doing. It does matter for what are we going to pivot into. It doesn't matter. It's always Jolteon. I lied, because we were going to kill it with a Volt Switch at some point. It doesn't matter if it's at Volt Switch or 2 Volt Switches from now. This is actually the scariest mon for this line, because what it can do has some variance baked into it, if I'm not mistaken. So this 87 Jolteon, we're at 43%. It's important that the AI doesn't see that it can kill us with Aqua Jet. Or actually, hold on a moment. If yeah, okay, so if it... Aqua Jet is, in this case, considered to be like an emergency backup last chance move. So it gets some bonus score, because the Sharpedo sees that it gets outsped and killed by the Jolteon. At this range, Sharpedo sees that it kills me with a couple of moves, literally every other move. Which means that score bonus for slow kill beats the score bonus for last chance priority move. So he's not going to click Aqua Jet and we're good to click T-Volt. If the bundle had either high rolled or crit my Jolteon, and we are at, let's say we're at like 40. Like 20% off the health bar. Then the Sharpedo sees that it KOs with a priority move and it'll pick Aqua Jet. So if we're in that world, we have to hard switch into Lantern. And then we outspeed. This is why we're timid Lantern. It's actually to outspeed the Sharpedo, not for anything else. We go hard into Lantern to absorb the Aqua Jet. We do Volt Switch on what should be a Crunch back into Mawile, which tanks any Crunch. This baits back into an Aqua Fang. We go back into Lantern and we kill it with the second Volt Switch. We're not going to have to do any of that though, because the Sharpedo doesn't see a kill with Aqua Jet. It sees slow kills with other things, which are of a higher priority. And by higher priority, I mean higher in score, as in the AI will prefer to choose them. There we go. So yeah, fully safe, locked in, guaranteed Archie. It just had a little bit of variance at the end of the fight depending on how low our Jolteon was. I'm pretty pleased with that line. This is the line that took me the longest of all the fights that I'm going to do today. Really use someone like me. Have potential as a trainer. Maybe. 76. I know there's a Master Ball in here somewhere. I have like 4 of them already. I'll come back and grab one if I need one. I want to make sure it's already 5 o'clock. I want to try to make sure I can get through as many of these as possible before dinner. Okay, so we are clear for 124. We're gonna wait on 124 for a little bit though. So there's Archie done. Let me go find my fight lens. Archie and Dawn are both done. I think you can grab Electrode from here. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm a little fussed about potential explosion stuff, and again, I don't want to derail all the fights. But I will check that later. Because that might be... Like, I wouldn't say no to just a free Electrode. I guess I kind of have this Jolteon already, but a more disposable Jolteon sounds like it'd be just fine to me. Okay, so Dawn and Archie done. Candace we can't actually do right now. I guess this is a little out of order. So we start with Grace. Dark mode out. I'm actually also going to keep my Mons at 74. Oh, this is not the town I wanted to fly to. Whatever. Because I did my Calyx at 74, I only noticed when I got through the second sun fight. So unless we level up on the first fun sun fight, I'm gonna push them to 76 after the second sun fight. Just in case it fucks up any of my calcs. What am I looking for? Cinderace. I know there's like 1,000 ways of doing Sun Route. Cinderace is going to be a big part of my Sun Route. Cinderace, Lantern, Togi gets to come out of the box. First time in a long time. Meganium. Wordier stays in the party, although I think he might be a backup mon for this fight. And Shandy stays in the party, okay. And we're gonna give Wordier Energy Ball. It's in here somewhere, there we go. Wordier is probably not gonna get used in this fight, but that's okay. It's a backup mon. Thank you very much, enjoy dinner. Dinner is always a good time. Cinderace is probably Jolly Wide Lens, right? It's not Jolly, but it is Wide Lens. Need that Jolly. And we've been waiting for this Cinderace upgrade for quite a long time. It finally gets a better fighting move than Double Kick. Yeah, notes say I don't need HP Ice, so get rid of that. The HP Ice was, I think, exactly to stop Flygon from switching in ages ago. I'm gonna level these guys up now, because I will definitely forget otherwise. Oh no, we did push it to 75. I guess everything's going to 75. Whoops. I don't think it's gonna matter, to be honest with you, but we will be at maximum careful, I guess. Lantern, my notes says Choice Scarf, Timid, whatever, which means probably standard Lantern. Togi wants to be bold. And Sharpbeak. I think it might already be Sharpbeak. Yeah. And it just needs Air Slash, which it always has. Meganium is the usual Meganium. It has Citrus already, nice. Wordier, my note says Expert Belt. I don't even know, I feel like Golisopod has that. Not that one. So I think I looked at Expert Belt Golisopod in my Calyx on point. Yeah, it does. Nice. And then Shandy needs Air Balloon. I think Shandy doesn't need Air Balloon for this fight, but I think it does for the next fight. Willow Psychic Overheat Shadow Ball, okay. Oh, crap. You know what else we're gonna do? We're gonna put Mawile's special defense back to 31. Okay, let's do a quick team. You know what? We'll go over there and I should do a team check while I'm at the Pokemon Center. That would be smarter. Wide Lens, Jolly, HJK, Yutsune, Pyro, Sucker, Usual Lantern, Volt Observe, Specs Timid, Scarf Timid. I think the Lantern is just an insurance policy if I'm reading my notes correctly. We are Bold, Beak, Air Slash, we have Giga Drain, Triage, Citrus, Expert Belt, Energy Ball, and Willow Psychic Overheat Shadow Ball, Air Balloon Modest. Okay. Get that first one. What's her name? Grace? Trying to find that right balance of not rushing while keeping a good pace so that I don't fuck up my dinner. Or have to skip fights. Just get my team imported. Cinderace, Chandelier, Meganium, some other Mon Matters, Togekiss. And there's Lantern, and Wordier was the backup one. Alright. Let's blast through Sunroot. A lot of this is going to be pretty self-explanatory. Thank you, Wide Lens. Muffin said ages ago that Cinderace basically held a Wide Lens his entire run. And I was like, oh, maybe there'll be some flexibility. And I think Cinderace, there's been one fight that it didn't have a Wide Lens. So this should always be Pyro Ball, because I'm not a fighting type. Because I'm not a fire type anymore, I don't resist. Just gonna go Shandy. Dodge the Sucker Punch. We take any crit, gunk shot, poison, fucking whatever. And this overheat is gonna just roll over him. Or he misses. That's fine too. That doesn't matter, we're not using Shandy for anything else. If he misses, that means this should be Whiscash. As Leafeon is not going to see good matchup into this because I still have Air Balloon, which is kind of cool. Yep. Dragon Dance Whiscash. Very cool. With a Rendo Berry, even. We don't care that much about the Rendo. It's just gonna turn this into a 2-shot instead of a 1-shot. He's probably gonna. If he doesn't bounce, I'm gonna kill him next turn. If he does bounce, I'm gonna have to pivot through Lantern, especially after the DD. He does bounce. Okay. We tank in those. And then obviously we outspeed with the priority and he's just toast. So Wordier was just here as a backup Whiscash answer for whatever reason. Probably could have not bothered with it. It might have been in the line earlier on and I just left it in the party notes because there's not really a penalty for doing so. This Leafeon is actually by far the scariest thing on the team, I think. Until I noticed that this Togekiss that you just get at the start of the game is... It's nice to see throwbacks to when Togekiss was like just slaughtering everything by itself. It still has some nice niche applications. It can tank this for days. Or, you know, at least long enough to kill it with Air Slash. Even if this is a crit. And even if the last one was also a crit. See, that one's a crit and we're still above half. Fine. Wordier is also conveniently a decent backup answer to Leafeon, so something went horribly wrong here. Same for that. More than niche this monster, but yeah, the mon's incredible. It feels more like a niche mon now that I'm sort of in the late game, but yeah, love Togekiss. Okay, let's back up so I don't walk into the next trainer by accident. There is Grace. Who's next? Declan. This is the easiest one, I think. Where is my muck? I got a muck. We're gonna actually use the muck somewhere. Oh, here he is. He's all rainbowy and stuff. Note says drop Wordier for muck. I think Lantern would also be fine. I'm not using many of them. Muck needs... I guess never left my box in a game. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Only fairy type. Whereas I'm obviously leaning much more heavily on Mawile for my E4 fairy type needs. Keeping follow me on it was really smart. I kind of regret not doing that. I don't think I've clicked Wish once. So given that, I think follow me much better option. My notes for this muck's move, so the muck needs a black glasses. My move notes for him just says Sucker Punch. Good thing it's not a Drapion. Alright, so my notes say literally same team except drop that word here for this muck. So I'll just do a quick scroll. The only thing that I'm going to double check is that Shandy has air balloon, which does matter a lot here. And it does. Alright, same lead, here we go again. Oops. I'm probably not gonna, like, I'll save here and I'll import it into the calc if need be, but this is the easiest of the 4 fights, and I don't think I'm going to bother otherwise. So we get to become a fighting type with high jump kick and not die to any crit. Just come with U-turn. We're gonna go into Togekiss here, not because Togekiss is actually going to do anything. But this should always bait Typhlosion going for fire type move. I think Meganium, now that I'm thinking about this and seeing it in my party, probably could have done the same. Maybe I planned this not realizing that Meganium was still in my party or whatever. It's fine. This should be fire type move. Go Shandy. Get that flash fire boost. And I guess this is probably worth popping over to the calc for a second for. So there's our flash fire boost. We're at level 75 now. So this Typhlosion can't actually touch a Chandelure with Air Balloon. It's one of those mons that just gets completely walled by Flash Fire Ghost Air Balloon. And the crazy thing is this is where we get our resisted... I do not even have choice specs. I don't have Life Orb. We're just gonna kill it anyway. Shandy's a monster. Oh, he just barely missed the kill. Dang it. How favorable was this roll in Sun? I guess about 50-50. That's whatever. Still impressive. Still impressive. Not going to go for second overheat there because we are going to stay in and overheat the Sunflora, which I think comes out now. Because both mons see that they just lose to this. And Sunflora is later in the party. Man, that animation is kind of crazy. There goes our Spadef and our Spatak and our Air Balloon. Oh man. -2 overheat, though. Still does quite a bit of damage. And Sun, off of a Shandy. So there's just this Espeon left, and as you saw me picking up the muck before start of fight, this is what the muck is for. The Black Glass's Adamant is just so that this Sucker Punch always crits. Or always crits, excuse me. Always kills. Doesn't crit. Alright, that's Sun number 2. Sun number 3... Spencer. Spencer. Spencer, we give Muck Assault Vest, and otherwise keep Muck the same. This is where I remembered to hit it to level to 76, so we're going to do that also. I also did my Byron calcs at 76, so we might actually take a quick detour to go do Byron before we do Tate and Liza. Excuse me. Do unfortunately have to do this run back again. Probably could have prepped both of these at the same time, but I kind of forgot. We need our Jolteon back. And it says put Wordier, drop Wordier for the following. What was I supposed to drop for Declan? Also drop Wordier, but I also need Muck. What do I not need for this? Jesus. Cinderace, Jolteon, Chandelure, Muck. I don't need Meganium or Togekiss. We'll just replace Togekiss. Meganium's got that priority, it's always reasonably useful. Putting Jolteon back to Modest. We do actually need to give Jolteon Thunder here. It's not because we're going to click it, it's just so that we can scare out Has-Bad odds. I'm just going to drop HP Grass. And we need a Shucka Berry. And to be leveled up. This is gonna look a little bit brute forcey, and that's because it kind of is. a lot of Sunroot is just like, okay, I found this line that's good enough. It's not necessarily pretty, but it's good enough. I want to keep making progress. The more fights you can get behind me today, the better. Do a save and check though, but the only thing that has changed from the last fight is this Jolteon, so I'll do a team scroll, but I'm gonna just do the Jolteon a little more thoroughly. Did not level up Jolteon. What did I do that? Oh, I guess I only leveled it up once. So I'll do legality through everything else. Shucka, Modest. This is gonna need Volt Absorb for next fight, so I'll just give it to it now. Cat's upset. It's sort of kind of vaguely adjacent to dinner time. Shucka, Modest, Volt Absorb, Thunder, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Volt Switch. Nice. And then a couple of filler mods. And that Shandy still has Air Balloon. Save again in case I want to calc. Alright, Sun 3. I did go all the way to 76 for this, so 76. Okay, great. I don't think this thing can switch here, but just in case it can, I'm gonna kill it with a Pyro Ball instead of High Jump Kick because it does way better into Drifblim. You don't want to miss going into a Drifblim. I think it also does a little bit more in the Charizard, but this should just stay in and die. Yeah. Just, never be too careful. That's why the fight preps take so long, God. Should be Charizard, because it can seize, it can tank a hit and kill me with Scorching Sands. So you'd think, oh, Air Balloon Shandy, this is why you brought Air Balloon Shandy, but no, this is why we brought Shucka Berry Jolteon. Should be Flareon, because the Drifblim just sees that it's dead. And this is yet another mon that falls into the trap of can't deal any damage to Chandelure with Air Balloon. Actually, I don't even think I needed Air Balloon for this one, yeah. Just Flash Fire Ghost type. And this guy is why Muck has Assault Vest. Just makes it uber safe. Don't feel like there's a whole lot of gameplay to elaborate on here. This route is pretty straightforward. I think the hardest single mon in it is probably the Scream Tail at the end. At least that's the one that I spent the longest working on. Alright, there's Spencer. So last is Jenny, and this one I did actually rewrite out my entire team. Because this one took a little bit more than the other ones did. We are staying on the same Cinderace plan though. Muck needs a Chesto Berry. Jolteon needs a My Choice Scarf. Yeah, whatever. Crap. Man, button clicking is hard. There we go. Choice Scarf? Yeah. Stays modest, needs a Volt Absorb, and Weather Ball. 126, okay. I didn't even realize Jolteon could learn Weather Ball until I went to prep for this trainer. So that's kind of cool. Did I give Muck a Chesto? Muck also needs Fire Punch. You absolutely deserve it. I would definitely throw $25 at a Taco Bell if I had just done a champ fight. Victoriously. Super deserved. I think the punches are this way. There we go. I need Fire Punch on Muck. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever eaten at a Taco Bell. I've heard mixed things, shall we say, but I hope you enjoy your dinner. I know some people swear by it, but I don't know if it's just less popular as like a chain with fewer locations where I'm, because given that I'm in Canada versus the States, I know it's a much bigger thing there. And I imagine you also have probably have better ones than we do, but don't think I've ever been. Yeah, scandalous, I'm sure. I don't even know if there's one in my city. Citrus. I think this Excadrill has crap for moves, so... Try not to miss Iron Head, but I think I may have already missed it. Or maybe you just didn't go far enough. We do need an Earthquake on it, though. $119. So, yeah, and Tim Hortons. So I'm not a coffee guy. Rockslide is this way. I'm not a coffee guy. No shade against coffee. My stomach's just a little bit not the greatest, so coffee's, you know, kind of harsh on it, and I go for the morning shower to wake up instead. Their donuts are really solid donuts. And everything else I've ever had from Tim Hortons has been just disappointing. Their muffins are also good. Anything that they don't actually make for you. Like the sandwiches are some of the worst, like, fast food sandwiches I have ever seen anywhere. It's ridiculous. Something else about this is changing. I need a Drapion. Despite being shit-talked for not having Sucker Punch, he is coming to this. He's also coming to Tate and Liza. Cat is so upset. Assault Vest. I do need Battle Armor, I think? Nope. Do I already have Battle Armor? There it is. Is it Adamant? Assault Vest, Battle Armor, Cross Poison, X-Scissor, Wicked Blow Knockoff. Oh, this needs to be leveled as well. I think we're pretty much good to go. Okay, this is good. This is good. I think we can get through this and also Byron and also Tate and Liza before dinner. We're on a good pace. This is untouched, I think. Yep. This lantern is not in my party anymore. What have I put away mistakenly? Do I only need 5 mons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the lantern can stay. We'll give it a citrus berry. He can sit here and provide positive vibes. Only need 5 mons, I guess. Let's just make sure he's still legal. This Jolteon with Weather Ball, Volt Absorb, Choice Scarf, Modest, Drapion, AV, Adamant Battle Armor, Cross Poison X Scissor, Wicked Blow Knockoff, Muck Jab, Punch, Knock, Sucker, Adamant Chesto. Ah, damn it, our Excadrill needs to be Adamant, I'll have to go back. Iron Head, Earthquake, Rock Slide. And we're back. Okay, so we just gotta go make an Excadrill Adamant, and then we'll be good for the last of the Sun fights. Jenny, I think? Yep. So we're gonna get, like, what you might kind of consider a switch roast here. I'm not gonna consider it a switch roast. It's just clicking the best move against the mon in front of you, and then the AI switches and dies. And I don't think that is good enough for a switch roast, because you just, you know, the AI just threw away a mon and just fucked up. It's not... He didn't do anything cool, or like plan a line around it or whatever. And I have planned a line accommodating for that, but I'm not going to count this as a switch roast. This is also going to be kind of brute forcey. So there's maybe a line that I could have found for a switch roast here. I just could not be asked. I wanted to get through Tate and Liza today, and the only way to do that was to find a line for this fight, and I found this line first. So this is going to be a Volt switch. And we are going to Pyro Ball what I suspect is a Meg Mortar. And it is. Let's just double check that this is a 2-hit KO still. Yeah, guaranteed 2-shot. That was actually kind of a low roll, if anything. I think this is Dirge, if my notes are correct. Yeah. Which is super ideal, because he's going to try to Shadow Ball me here. And because of Libero, we're going to get to resist that and tank any crit and 2-shot him with Sucker Punch. Cinderace, so much work on Sunroot. I mean, shockingly, right? It's a fast fire type. Who would have guessed? But this specific fire type is just going around killing other fire types. What are we getting now? My notes have a couple of different permutations depending on what we get. Okay, Victory Bell. Sure. I guess because it outspeeds and finally gets to kill me now. So we're going to go into Chesto Muck. So just having a Chesto means he's never going to use Sleep Powder on us. And because of the Life Orb chip damage that he's taking, we are going to get this kill with Fire Punch. So he could now Sleep Powder on the next turn. I guess that's an argument for putting Meganium in the party somewhere, so it could come in on this on a Sleep Powder if it was needed here. But this roll does a minimum of like 82%, I think. We can take a quick peek. Muck. 76. With Fire Punch. What am I missing? Adamant. Yeah, 84. So always dies after 2 turns of Life Orb recoil. So it didn't actually need the Meganium. Screamtail. Okay, this thing took me the longest to figure out what I was going to do for until I remembered that I have an Excadrill. Oh, I did fuck up. I missed something in my notes. I was supposed to bring a Dugong to this fight. Interesting. Wonder if that'll cost me a Mon. Now we stare. Here's open. I think it's gonna come down to what move the Jolteon clicks, I think. Excadrill, this is the Mon to have out first. Like the line that we got where he went Victory Bell into Screamtail, kind of thought he would, honestly. That's what my notes say should happen. And then there's a backup plan. We just don't want Jolteon to be clicking random move here. That would not be good. So this Jolteon was Weather Ball, Shadow Ball. So the plan What should have been the case. Maybe it'll still work okay with the lantern. The plan is that we want this to go for electric type move, so that we can go into our own Jolteon. Into this... let's back out of this so I don't accidentally click anything. This 228 Excadrill. I'm sure we can figure this out. Let's not panic too much. There are some mons in the party I'd be okay sacking at this point if need be, but... 76... And I'm adamant. And I have 228 health. So that, yeah, clean weather ball. So I want to make this go for an electric type attack. Does Lantern do that? Lantern should do that. Does anything else tank a weather ball and make him go for an electric type attack? Drapion is probably a maybe. Yeah, no, Drapion keeps him going for a weather ball. That's not ideal. Muck can't tank that many because it doesn't have AV. Oh, this Drapion doesn't have Assault Vest. So if something goes wrong here, AV Drapion should be okay. That's good to know. That's good to know. And our Jolteon can tank one hit if we're wrong. If that is the case, then we'll go Drapion and try to kill it like that. So this should be Fire move. We are optimistic that this baits in Thunderbolt. If it doesn't, we're going to end up pivoting into Drapion afterwards. Volt Switch, sure, that works too. Would not have expected it, but sure. And now we're Choice Scarfed, so we get to win the Weather Ball shooting contest. As soon as I saw that this had a Jolteon, I was like, hang on a second, this might be really funny. Alright, that is Sun Route done. Let's get to Moss Deep. Oh man, that's a dangerous tuber right there. Let's get to Moss Deep. I think it's over here somewhere. So we can fly back, and then we're gonna go do Byron first. Where the fuck is Moss Deep? Is it down? Did I go too high? Oh, form change items! There we go. There's our Rotom can now do Rotom things. That's pretty exciting. Kind of forgot that was over here. Still do not want this 124 encounter. There's Musty. I think you have to use the Pokemon Centers, but I can't remember. Okay, close this notes. Close this note. Open Byron. This also means we get to see the Whale Lord follower sprite, which I'm really excited about. So as promised, I guess we'll just grab the whole squad for this fight. There is a Scizor in the rain, which means we need a Simisear. Mudsdale. This is the Melmetal answer. Drapion is already in my party, I think. That's for the Sinistea. Swanna is very much a backup mon. And then Excadrill is sort of a backup mon, sort of just has generically good matchups with the ground type. Oh man, that Whalmer sprite is so freaking cute. He's so round. Alright. We are doing this now just because, again, I did Byron at 76 in my preps. Let's get the evolution. So I have no idea what Monado did for his Whale Lord kills. He just said that it chain killed 4 mons and that Bouncy Bubble is really good with multi-scale. Makes sense. I'm leaning maximally into that, and we're gonna rock a modest choice specs Whale Lord. And I'm not 100% certain how the bait order is gonna work because it fluctuates so much depending on whether or not I have multi-scale for how much damage things can do. This is why the rest of the party is sort of more generic answers built around this Whale Lord, but it should be very, very safe. Give him choice specs now. Oh man, look how handsome he is. I love this sprite. It's so cute. Grab Bouncy Bubble. Guess we'll keep Rest, we'll keep Water Spout, and we'll give him Ice Beam maybe? Just as a box coverage. I mean, he's not going to click anything other than Bouncy Bubble here, but... This one I probably am going to have the calcs up, because there's so much variance with the multi-scale. Gotta get a few homies to 76. And these are all... The convenient thing with these 3 mons that I've just added is that they're mons that never have their movesets change. Like, literally ever. So, we should be good to go. We just gotta make sure that Simisear has HP fighting. And I think Flamethrower, rather than Overheat. Although, honestly, it could probably run both. We'll see the giant Whale Lord sprite afterwards, I think. Do you need a life orb? For a Simisear? What does Simisear currently know? I think I probably want HP Fighting, Flamethrower, Overheat? HP Fighting, Flamethrower, Scorching Sands. Oh, Yan. Well, I'd like it to have Overheat anyway. We'll just overwrite Scorching Sands. So Overheat on that. This needs a choice band. We're gonna be bringing, I guess, a couple. I guess this isn't all the choice items. I think Saraledge has that. This Melmetal is super hard to one-shot. That's why the band is over here. And Simisear need Overheat. Might as well do that now. There we go. I am never clicking Yawn on this mon. Fuck it. Drapion is black glasses. Excadrill Citrus, I think, is fine. This is more of a filler backup mon. Whale Lord is hopefully going to do most of this, and we do need Wicked Blow still. Okay, great. I'm going to need to PP max Wicked Blow, spoilers, for Tate and Liza, so I think we'll just do that now while I remember. We also have to PP max Whale Lord. So we're going to be just mashing Bouncy Bubble here. And then I gotta give Whale Lord multi-scale. I think it's these? Yeah. 50-50. Let's see the sprite. He's so excellent. Oh man, that is a cute guy. You just disappear when you walk up. Oh, that's great. Let's go throw a whale lord at this guy. Before I leave the center, we'll check. He's super large. He gonna go click some bouncy bubbles. Modest, specs, multi-scale, bouncy bubble with the PP max. HP fighting, overheat flamethrower, should need stretching sands, sage power modest life orb. Adamant, banded, oh this needs striker. Melmetal, so freaking thick. As long as it has high horsepower, the rest of its moves don't matter. Wicked Blow, knock off extra crust poison, battle armor, add on black glasses. This is a little bit more of a filler mon, so we're just going to be a little bit bulky with high damage earthquakes. This is the same idea, we want to be fast. I think I'm going to give this Mystic Water instead, because it's not going to be clicking Air Slash, it's here to click fast Hydro Pumps. And also be sort of expendable if something goes wrong. Swana has not come to very many fights at all in the later stages of the game. I'm not expecting it to start. I'm not saying we're going to sack it, but it is the most sackable thing on this team. $76? Yep, 76. And like I said, we are gonna have our calcs for this one because he's gonna. The way this fight goes is going to depend a lot on how many things Whale Lord smushes. We have backup plans. I say backup plans. It needs a primary alternate plan for Sinisty and for Melmetal, and maybe also for Scizor, which is why we have the Drapion, the Simisear, and what was the other one? For Melmetal. Oh, Mudsdale. That's why we have those mons. I'm thinking Whale Lord can handle the other three, but we have the backup Excadrill and Swana if it cannot. But I've heard it can get 4, so we'll see if it can get 3. Did I do my team scroll? I've now already forgotten, so. Just check, make sure everything seems right and is legal. Specs, orb, band. Glasses, citrus, mystic water. Okay. A lot of specific non-berries here, but that's okay. Man, this whale, I love it so much. He's so great. Still can't remember which of these trainers I did last time. Except I know I did this lady. Throwback to Rain Root. Are you guys ready to see a Whale Lord go all Whale Lordy on him? My wife is currently on the phone, but I will tell her about how this goes afterwards. I'm a little nervous about this one. This is the last one I prepped, and it is a little bit more freestyle. Or I guess it's second last. I did Tate and Liza afterwards, but Tate and Liza is super free. Young man named Rourke. Oh, we did. Barely. It was some interesting shenanigans with an execute and a reflect Chikorita, but we got there. Excellent trainer. Well, we did luck into an execute. I don't know. Let's dance. And by dance, I mean Whale Lord. We're gonna wail on him. Let's hope this was worth giving up a Barraskewda. This first calc is like one of the more impressive calcs. Okay, so first of all, we're in the rain, not the sun. That makes a huge difference. We're gonna lock ourselves into bouncy bubble. Let's see how many times we can get away with clicking it. Scarm is free. It should do that, and then it'll probably try to whirlwind. Maybe it'll drill peck. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We get the Scarm. He does go for the whirlwind here. That's interesting. It's obviously no way we outspeed otherwise. I have no idea what's coming in next. Didn't really think that far ahead. This is more like Mount Chimney Maxi style Pocky planning, where it's like I got something for every mon that I need to deal with. Orthworm, that's surprising. I think this just dies. It does get a hit off though. We take those. Show me the Scizor. Scizor crit bug bite if my multi-scale is broken. Beats me. Otherwise, I beat the Scizor. So if he goes Scizor early, that'd be great. Ah, no such luck. That's fine. This Copperaja though, we're gonna keep Whale Lordin. The most problematic thing on the Byron's team for Whale Lord by far is Melmetal, and Scizor if your multi-scale is broken. $257. Okay. So we are multi-scale-less going into whatever this is. Okay, this makes sense because multi-scale's gone. Thunder Punch is going to do a lot. Does Thunder Punch kill me? 257. Thunder Punch does not kill me, but it's definitely clicking Thunder Punch. How much? Okay, so I was kind of hoping we get a case where this could happen. So I'm down 24%. Bouncy Bubble is going to heal me 26%. So he's going to rebuild my multi-scale. And I actually outspeed this Melmetal. So I guarantee tank any crit Thunder Punch, because I'm not tanking it from here, I'm tanking it from here. And we're fine. Alright. Show me that multi-scale thickness. Oh my god, the Whale Lord wants it! Hang on! Hang on a minute, because now... that crit super mattered. Now, we don't care what this Scizor clicks. Okay, so obviously the plan there, we'll watch the Scizor die, and then I'll go through what the actual plan was for the Melmetal. Just for the sake of completeness. That's hilarious. Whale Lord takes 5. Holy shit. So the plan for the Melmetal, we're getting T-punched once multi-scale's broken. We get the chip damage, even if we don't get the chip damage, if we had the bail out earlier. This high horsepower pretty much always kills. If it doesn't kill for whatever reason, our Mudsdale outspeeds by a single point. So, you know, we take those. But yeah, this was a Mudsdale guaranteed kill the Melmetal. So the crit didn't matter for the sake of clearing the fight, but it does make this look even more impressive for Whale Lord. Wow, I was not expecting a five Wailord kills. We're gonna run out of PP for Bouncy Bubble. Which is like it would beat this thing too. I just don't have enough PP. So Irav, feedback suggestion: one more point of water bubble or bouncy bubble PP. I think would be perfect. So our switch-in for this was Drapion. I don't think it's really gonna matter here, but obviously I can't click anything with the specs. That would be perfect. Thank you very much. Our boy the Wailord, just shy of the 6-0. Man, okay. Get wrecked, Barraskewda. That was so much smoother than I thought it was gonna be. Frostlass. Alright. There goes Byron. I'm confident with good hands. Good hands that know exactly how to just slap a Walrein all over the place. That move is banned. Oh, that move is nice. I do not have that mon. I don't think that item is likely to be used. I guess it could break sashes. Another leftovers is nice. Oh wait, this is my second one, right? I can't use two. We're just going to immediately release the Meltan. I did already get an encounter for this route, so the Meltan just has to get pitched. I got a Jellicent, which probably would have been great into the Byron also, but I don't know that any mon is choice specs, modest, bouncy bubble, Wailord good into Byron, to be honest. That was hilarious. Way to wail, my dude. Bryn's gonna be really happy to see that later. Truly excellent. 5:58. Okay, I've got probably half an hour before I gotta go for dinner. Tate and Liza is a really fast fight. So let's just get the mons that we need in the party. We need this. I suspect this fight looks almost the exact same for everybody who does it. You bait, double psychic move, switch into double dark type, kill the entire side except for the the side that's not the Iron Virizion that's locked into psychic type move, and then kill that whole side. Should be super straightforward. We get to see Mega Absol finally, which is also really nice. This is probably what I'll put in the front to go deal with the small trainers. Gonna have Drapion. Just bring, like, fucking more dark types. Seems good. And I do want a Chandelure. What is not leveled? A bunch of things, okay. The movesets for Clodsire and Tentacruel don't matter, they're just there on turn 1 to bait, and it also doesn't matter which side has which mon, which is kind of convenient, because it just depends on when do I go, like which side do I switch Absol into, that'll dictate, I want Absol across from Iron Virizion, whatever the fuck it's called, but I can just decide that after the fact. 76. I did give Tenta a real moveset, right? Perfect. Absol, we do not need Psycho Cut, we do need Close Combat. I have that TM now. How did I open the file menu? I think it's pretty high up in the TMs. If I remember right. Let's go 150 or something? Nope, not 150, 156. Something just had a choice scarf. I need my choice scarf back. What was scarfed? Do I have my choice scarf? I do not. Some other homie has my choice scarf. We do need choice scarf on Drapion. It's banded. Jolteon, that makes sense. And I already PP maxed Wicked Blow while I was PP maxing Bouncy Bubble. It was not enough. It was not maxed hard enough. Hopefully, like 8 should be fine here. We do need Sniper on the Drapion. We don't actually need Sniper to kill things. We need Sniper so that the Alakazam doesn't trace Battle Armor and then not die to Wicked Blow. That's what we're playing around here. So, Choice Scarf, Adamant, Sniper, Cross Poison, X Scissor, Wicked Blow, Knockoff. Wicked Blow is maxed. Shandy just needs to exist. Muck is Assault Vest. And I say in my notes, careful with Sucker. This is in Psychic Terrain, so priority doesn't work. And do you know why? Why Drapion's coming? Because this is a Psychic Terrain fight. It is the only time that this mon feels really good, when the huge benefit that all the other dark types have over it doesn't do anything. Who'd have thought? And this is the full squad. I think that's the full squad done. Let me double check. Yeah, Absol is gonna go crazy. Absol, Drapion are in theory gonna kill 100% of Tate and Liza. I'm probably gonna leave Absol in the lead to deal with all of the filler trainers, but good there. This Tenta exists. This Clodsire exists. But they also have Citrus Berries, so I don't have to worry about item duplication. Drapion's got Wicked Blow. That's all it needs. Sniper, Choice Scarf, Adamant. Shandy exists and doesn't have an item that's illegal. Muck has Dark-type moves that aren't Sucker Punch and an Assault Vest. Okay. Let's go! I'm gonna crack open Pori map. This is gonna be indoor... what? Indoor... not Lilycove, Moss Deep. Oh, I guess I get a Moss Deep. I may actually do... we may start the next stream with a shitload of encounters. Because I am gonna have dinner into Raid shortly. And I don't think I'm gonna have time, and there's like a lot of encounter thinking to do, obviously. So I think we're gonna save... hang out with Pocky and do encounters for tomorrow, or perhaps the day after. There we go. Okay. So let's not fight this as a double. Preston. I think we only really need to have Mega Absol here with Sharpness. And Close Combat. That does in fact beat a Swoobat. What is the other trainer? Mara, okay. Xatu also just dies to Mega Absol. Don't want to be fast and loose about these, but I do want to be fast. I missed Surfer. There is only really one encounter that from the entire thing that I know that I want. But we'll see. I'm sure there are lots of other ones that would be helpful. There's just so many to look at. Where does Yellow Teleport take me? Ah, we'll just warp there and then I'll look up the trainer. Oh man, look at... I didn't even notice. Look at this Xatu's moveset. Leaves something to be desired, huh? Hopefully Absol can come to some stuff later on in the game as well. It didn't really come up so much today. I mean, it'll come up hugely in this gym and Tate and Liza here, but Mon is so freaking cool, so fun to use. And also, I'm less concerned if I lose it than Mawile, because it's not coming to the E4. these two trainers. I can also fight these individually. This is Samantha. Has a Gallade, which dies to Night Slash. The other trainer is Blake, who has a Behem and also can't do damage to Absol. Nice, okay. Okay, and then we gotta go hit yellow button. God, look at this Wailord's little face hanging out on the side here. He's just nice to have around, you know? I just like him. He's so cute. I don't know which direction I'm supposed to go here. We'll try left. It does look like I'm supposed to do something here, doesn't it? This looks like a double battle. What do these guys have? We have Virgil, who has a Raichu that gets outsped and killed. And we have Nate, who has a Grumpig that gets outsped and killed. Can I just leave Tentacruel? Tentacruel will take a Psychic type move. Yeah, can Tentacruel tank a Psychic type crit and be fine? Oh yeah. No problem. Okay, we can just leave. I think Tenta's in second. Yeah, that's fine then. So we kill the Raichu first to keep the Tentacruel safe. We'll just scald the Grumpig. I don't want to accidentally click something that hits Absol. Should be fine. Tenta tanks any crit Psychic from Grumpig. That 10 level gap putting in some heavy lifting here. I got a little concerned because that was going to be a scaled up damage payback, and then when it did that much damage the bar just stopped, that felt pretty nice. Okay, so who else is in this room? There are more trainers. This is a trainer dense gym, a lot of mandatories. And we push this again, we push this again. Probably. So if I talk to this trainer, I can fight her without the double. Sylvia has a Gothitelle. Oh man, I lost my Absol. Mega Sharpness. That's what I like to see. What does this other trainer have? Gardevoir also dies to Night Slash. Nice. have to go down that blue. Yeah, there we go. Apologies for the complete and total lack of commentary. I'm not even sure what I should be saying. Oh, this Absol's so coded! That's maybe more, a little more streamery, right? I have to push this button. I think we've fucked this up a little bit. So I need to be able to walk through like this, don't I? To get to the to get through the other half. Don't think there's any other arrangement that. Oh, I guess I can go to tap the blue button at the bottom. So if I can get out like this, okay. So then I need to tap the red thing to open up that one. This is a cool gym puzzle. I do like this one. So now red is where it needs to be. There's blue. Ah, okay, so we made a wrong turn at Albuquerque. That's fine. This looks like it's an unavoidable double also. Nicholas has a Rheoniclus. It can't actually touch Absol, that's convenient. Kathleen has a Venomoth. The Rheoniclus can't touch me, so I guess we'll kill the Venomoth first. And then there are, I think, 2 trainers left that may or may not be a double battle. Meowstic, that's free for Absol. Oh, and Clifford has the other Meowstic, also free for Absol. Okay, we'll just keep Drapion here in case it ends up being a double, but it should be fine either way. It does not need to be a double. That prankster weirdness. Don't think I need to fight that other guy. Oh, kind of thought I was going to for a second there. And then this one we just need to get through the right side. Alright, Tate and Liza, here we go. So we need Claude up front. The order for Claude Tenta, like I said, doesn't matter at all. Let's make sure that the team is correct. I'm pretty sure I checked this first, and like I said, this will be the last fight that I do before I have to bail for dinner. This Cloud Sager doesn't matter, neither does the Tate. We'll just make sure all the moves are legal. Pretty sure I did this already, but are we too careful? This Absol, Mega Jolly, Sucker, Nice Slash, Play Rough. Close combat. I guess, you know what? We're gonna do this so we're less likely to misclick Sucker Punch. This doesn't have Sucker Punch, so that's a buff, I guess. You can't misclick Sucker Punch on Drapion in this fight, so thank you, Drapion, for not having Sucker. We do have Sniper instead of Battle Armor for the Alakazam. Scarf, Adamant. Shandy is here. None of this matters. And Muck is here as a backup mon. With Assault Vest for also the Alakazam. Okay, I'll save and grab this in Calc just to be maximum careful, but this should be straightforward and fast. And then we can all bail for dinner. Absol. Dude, that's all my dark types. Muck, Drapion, and then Claude and Tanta for baits. He's here somewhere. I'm looking right at a Tentacruel. There he is. What was my other one? Chandelure, right? And Tate and Liza's teams are split, so I have to do this twice. Dang it. Tate? Dark type, dark type. Dark type. I now know where Tentacruel lives. Shandy and Cloudsire. Liza. Alright. Don't have any part. I love this partner setup though. This is a nice touch, Irif. I like this a lot. I like that they're both using the megas. I don't know. I just think this is cool. Okay. Double check the leads. Claude Tenta. Let's go. We got more laughter diversity. We got some he-he-hes and some foo-foo-foos. Can we beat it? I suspect you can't beat dark types. We'll see, I suppose. Iron Leaves, that's what it's called. So bad at Pokemon names. Alright, there's the Sucker Punch ban. So we wanted Absol across from the Iron Virizion, so that's on the right. So this one goes Drapion, and Tenta goes Absol. Like I said, I'm sure this style of line has been seen a million times. We're gonna bait both into Psychic-type moves, which means the Iron Leaves is locked into Psyblade, which means it is stuck there, unable to damage my side of the field. We're gonna just kill the entire right half of the field across a few turns here. Sometimes Absol, like, ever so slightly misses out on a KO. Drapion, I think, kills everything, but Absol's a little faster. Close combat is going to be relevant for the Kangaskhan. Yeah, they should all just go down. Oh, look at that. The fact that they're both attacking is relevant exactly right there. Or the Scarf Drapion is to outspeed something. Can't remember which one. One of them needed it to be Scarfed. Maybe it was the Kangaskhan. This is where it is imperative that we click close combat. I think the Kanga dies to Night Slash plus Wicked Blow anyways, and the Drapion being Scarfed means that it always has to get hit by both before it can go. We should see in a second. If this Wicked Blow does like at least half, it dies to Night Slash also, because Night Slash almost one-shots. We actually need this Spadef drop from close combat for later. So we are strictly using it to lower our own stats. Maybe it was to outspeed this? I can't remember. It might have been for this because this one's sashed. But maybe this is base 90 and I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. Pass puck, you checked something. Can I see what it was for? Nope. Didn't write it down. Oh well. Alright, so there goes the entire right side. Now we start working the left side. That animation is so good. I love that it like flings the sprite away. It's a giraffe, okay, okay. Drapion putting in all the work with that Sucker Punch. And I guess Choice Scarf gives it more kills than Absol. So it'll skew the KO results at the end of the run, which I'm not tracking anyway. This is why we want the Spit F drop. This is, I think, the only thing in the fight that's actually worth talking about. So at -1, Alakazam sees guaranteed Focus Sash. Well, it is guaranteed to click Focus Blast here because it sees KO on Absol. It just means that Drapion is completely safe to kill it. This is why Shandy is here. It's just a Ghost type this time. And Scarf Drapion does not outspeed Mega Alakazam. Got caught up. You're just in time for the end of stream, actually. We went through... This will be the 8th fight of the stream. I would say the most exciting thing you missed was like a Whale Lord, a Choice Specs bouncy bubble Whale Lord got 5 kills against Steel Eater Byron, which is kind of exciting. But no, I'd say it's going pretty well. I'm excited for dinner. I'm kind of hungry. I got raid this evening, but I will maybe see. You usually stream late enough that I can catch you after raid anyway. But we didn't lose anything. It went really well according to plan. I think we are now officially in the late game. That's banned. I love Trick Room, but super banned. I'll level cap to 80. I'm not going to do all of my level ups now, because again, I gotta go for dinner before raid. But this... Oh my goodness, he's so cute when you run. So next stream is going to have some bunch of leveling up and a lot of encounters. I think like 10 encounters, something like that. Something crazy. So to review, we are now all the way through Tate and Liza's split. We do need to go back for Candace, and we need to go back for Wake. But we are on the second last page of the sheet. I guess Victory Road and E4, these are their own pages. So all of these optionals that are for specific legendaries, I'm going to be skipping. Because I don't want those legendaries, I want a different one, and I can't get it yet. So we're going to be skipping those. I am going to do all the Sinnoh leaders, but not the ones that are just for legendaries. I already did Maylene. So this means that our next major fights are the back-to-back double into back-to-back double, then Drake 1. This is the section of the game that I think I've been the most concerned about. And then this is just a pile more optionals. And that's it for one split. It's like a terrifying back-to-back, 2 terrifying back-to-backs, 2 terrifying doubles, maybe the scariest single trainer in the game. I guess not so much if you have Love Disc. And then 1. So it'll be interesting. I think I'm probably going to do like an upkeep stream where we go through all of the encounters and all of the level ups and stuff. And not actually do any fights, because that's going to take probably an hour or so, and then I want to have access to all of the mons that I'm going to have before I start trying to plan these back-to-backs and the primal box legend doubles. Well, we're getting right there. 2 sets of back-to-back into double. 1. We've got 1 of each rival fight left. our 3 Sinnoh leaders, and then just Victory Road. And we're at the end. So hopefully only a couple of weeks. We'll see. Depends on whether or not my employment circles back around or not. In any case, if you have stuck around, or for those of you who've been in and out, obviously, you know, I started streaming at like 3 o'clock my time. I was not expecting as nearly as many people as we got even. This is a weird time, but thank you very much for attending. I hope you enjoyed at least some of the fights, for whatever you were able to attend. And I will see you again before too long. E4 coming kind of vaguely sort of soonish. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll catch you guys next time.